Hi, I'm Hilary Talbott, acupuncture physician and clinical herbalist, coming to you from Acupuncture and Herbal Therapies in St. Petersburg, Florida. Today I will be showing you several instruments that are helpful when doing acupressure. So over here I have a few items that are laid out to show you the difference in tools that are available, and some of them you might find around your house readily available instead of having to go to a store to actually buy something. The first instrument is what's known as a Pediatric Roller. This is excellent on children or the elderly or someone with a weak constitution. I often use it in children to stimulate the points by running it down just either side of the spine. This is fantastic for children that have digestive issues, low immunity, allergies, or maybe even just a little fatigue or a slight failure to thrive. It's also very relaxing, so it could be helpful for a child that's also suffering from insomnia. I find in most cases that those children are often helped just by touch alone. Okay, so that was the first one. Over here I have a Gua Sha tool. They come in several shapes and sizes. They are often made out of jade, just kind of keeping with the tradition. And so when you use Gua Sha, which is also known as scraping, it's a different form of acupressure, you always want to apply just a little bit of lubricant underneath the skin so that the tool can glide. So I've got a little bit of a cinnamon-based lubricant here. I'm going to use up in the base of the neck. This is excellent for when you're first starting to get sick, or if you have a tension headache that starts at the base of the neck. So after applying that, you're going to hold the tool firmly, and you don't want to have a perpendicular motion. You really want to kind of almost be oblique with the skin and scrape down or up depending on your preference of which way you want the pain to go. After a few minutes, you should see what's called petechiae. And that is just little red broken blood vessels that come to the top of the skin, and that lets you know that you've sufficiently scraped that area. Now, just because you don't have one of these special tools doesn't mean that you don't have things around your house. So this cap here on this lid, any lid will do as long as there's not a coarse, harsh lip to it, and you just turn it over and you use your thumb for the pressure. And in the same manner, flat with the skin, you scrape. We also have just a nice rounded out stone here, and this one is actually quite warm. It's been sitting in hot water to warm it up, and this is awesome for back pain, especially in the lower back. I'm just going to wrap it in a towel here so that it's careful not to burn the patient. And just laying here with this, the weight and the heat of this stone can be very soothing to a sore lower back. And then last but not least, I've got my little point stimulator here. You can use the other end of it, and again, you don't have to necessarily have this tool, but you could have a pen where you use the dull end of the pen. And to stimulate the point, you would just press and hold. So you don't always have to use your fingers. You can use tools to help you with acupressure, especially if your hands are feeling weak or you yourself are tired and you're doing it on yourself, or you're teaching a child. Sometimes it's nice to have a tool. I'm Hilary Talbott, and that was Tools for Acupressure. Thanks for listening.